Hello guys, and welcome back to another Windows beta build tutorial. Now today we're going to be taking a look at the Windows 10 technical preview. Now this was released by Microsoft just yesterday on October 1st 2014, and yeah, it just completely shows what Microsoft's new direction is for their like entire Windows operating system. And you might be kind of asking yourself why they chose the name Windows 10 instead of Windows 9, because they kind of went from Windows 7 to Windows 8 to Windows 8.1, and now they just completely skipped 9 and went to 10. And there's like a few reasons for that. One of them is that if the name begins with 9, then most third-party programs will think that that the operating system is either Windows 95 or 98, so they're not going to run on Windows 9. So that is just like one slight rumor as to why it's called Windows 10. As I said, this build was released yesterday on October 1st 2014, and it comes in both a 32-bit and a 64-bit edition, just like most versions of Windows today. And to actually install this in either a virtual machine or on a real computer, you're going to need to have a 1 gigahertz processor, 1 gig of RAM for the 32-bit version, or 2 gigs of RAM for the 64-bit version, at least 16 gigabytes of free hard drive space, and a Microsoft account, as well as internet access. So of course we can set all this up like we always do in like an actual virtual machine, but if you were doing this on like an actual like real computer, then you would need to have one that meets those minimum specifications. But anyway, let's just get started. So the first thing that you're going to want to do is to open up whatever virtual machine software that you're going to be using. As just like always in these videos, I'm going to be using VMware Workstation version 10. And so just like always, you're just going to want to start off by creating a new virtual machine, and you're going to want to select on the typical recommended option if you are using VMware Workstation. If you're not, it's not a big deal. You're probably not going to have this option. But anyway, just click on next. Then you want to select I will install the operating system later, and click next. And for the guest operating system, obviously since Windows 10 is not out yet, you're not going to have that option in here. So you're just going to want to set it as either Windows 8 or Windows 8X 64, depending on which version that you downloaded. Now I downloaded the 32-bit edition, so I'm just going to set it as Windows 8. Now if you don't have like any Windows 8 option, because your virtual machine software is a little bit old, then you just want to set it as the latest version of Windows that your software supports. So anyway, I'm just going to leave it at Windows 8, and then click next and give it a name. I'm just going to call it the Windows 10 technical preview here, and you're just going to click on next once you have it named. And then you want to click on Store Virtual Disk as a single file, and you want to change the maximum hard drive size. Now, as I mentioned, it needs at least 16 gigs of free hard drive space, so you probably want to give it a little bit more than that. I think 60 is a little bit too much, so we can probably bring it up to let's say 30. I think 30 would be plenty. Now, of course, if you're planning to use this for more than just taking a look at like all the new features, then you might want to give it just like a little bit more space. But we can always change that later. But anyway, I'm just going to leave it as this, and then click next. And now I just want to click on the customize hardware option, and I'm going to change the RAM up to 2048 megabytes, just so that you can have like a little bit more RAM to work with. Now, of course, you don't need this much, but if you can support giving it this much, I would recommend that, because it's always good to have more RAM than the minimum RAM that is needed, because then it's able to work faster and all of that. under processors, we can just leave that as 1. And under the CD DVD drive, you just want to click on the use ISO image file option, and then you want to browse to the Windows 10 technical preview ISO image. And again, those links are going to be down below if you have not downloaded it yet. Again, as I mentioned, this comes in both a 32 and a 64-bit edition. You also do need an active Microsoft account to download this build. So if you don't have one of those accounts, it's free to make, and I believe that you can just make one like from the actual page that you go to. Once you have that selected, you just want to click on the close option and then click finish. So since this is a newer beta build of Windows, we're not actually going to have to set the BIOS date back. Now, if you're watching this in the future when Windows 10 is released and everything, then you're probably going to have to set the date back to October 1st, 2014, but I'm not going to worry about that right now because, we don't have to do any of that. But anyway, so all you have to do now is just click on the power on this virtual machine option on here. Now, like I might want to mention that I have not taken any look at this build, so if you guys like are also blind looking at this, then so am I. I haven't looked at this at all since it's come out. But first off, it looks exactly like Windows 8 on this boot screen, which is something to expect because they haven't really had time to change this yet. I'm not even sure if they are like actually going to, because I mean I think Windows 10 uses like the same logo that Windows 8 does. So now we are at the Windows setup screen, and the only indication on this entire screen that we are using the Windows 10 technical preview is this little line of text down here that says evaluation copy build 9841. Besides that, it looks pretty much exactly like the Windows 8 installer. But anyway, I'm just going to leave all these options as the default. You can change them if you want to, and then just click next, then click on install now, and the setup is going to begin starting. Alright, and now what you want to do is you want to check this option that says I accept the license terms, and then click next. And now you want to click on the bottom option that says install Windows Only Advanced. So now what you want to do is you want to select drive 0 unallocated space, and then you just want to click next. And I believe that's all we have to do for now. It is now going to begin copying the Windows files and doing the rest of this portion of the setup, which I don't really think should take that long because we are in because we are in a virtual machine. Now if you were doing this on like an actual computer, which I would not really recommend doing this on your main computer, because it's called the Windows 10 technical preview for a reason. You don't really want to like install beta software as your main OS on your like main computer. But if you were doing this on like a spare computer of yours, times may vary depending on your RAM and your processor speed and all of that stuff. But what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to pause the video, and I'm going to come back once the installation has completed. Alright, so the Windows 10 technical preview setup, at least the first portion of it, has just finished up here. And now it is going to begin restarting the virtual machine, and we should hopefully get into the next portion of the setup. Then after that we should get right into the new Windows 10 features and everything. So again, this so far looks exactly the same as Windows 8. I mean, there's not that much of a difference, but hopefully that's going to change hopefully right now after it finishes loading up here. We should see like some new stuff going on. Alright, so now it's getting devices ready. Again, this is exactly the same as the Windows 8 setup. So this again shouldn't take that long because of course we are inside of a virtual machine. Now, if you were on like an actual physical computer, this would probably take you know, a little bit longer depending on like how many devices that you have. But it didn't really take that long for me. Now it says getting ready, and I'm not really familiar with how long that this usually takes on Windows 8, but yeah, we'll just see here. Alright, so now it says let's go through a few basics. So here we are at the next portion of the Windows 10 setup, and I'm just going to click on the first option where it says use express settings. Of course, you can change these if you want. I'm just gonna do that, and now it says next you'll set up your account, and it says that you need to have like a working Microsoft account so that you can like actually sign in to Windows. But I mean there might be an option like there is in Windows 8 where you can sign in without using like an actual Microsoft account. So I think what you want to do here, if you don't want to sign in using a Microsoft account, is you want to click on create a new account, and then it'll come up here, and then you want to click on sign in without a Microsoft account. Then you can type in your name, and you don't have to worry about all that. So the option is a little bit hidden in because they really want you to sign in through a Microsoft account. But anyway, so now it says hi, we're setting things up for you. Now this also looks very similar to the Windows 8 like sort of intro video style sequence thing here. This all looks pretty much exactly the same, honestly. There hasn't been much that has been changed so far, but of course that is something to expect because I mean they obviously haven't really had time to change all this stuff. But we will hopefully see some more changes once this portion of the setup is finished. Alright, so here we are at the Windows 10 Technical Preview desktop, and it looks, sort of the same and at the same time very different. I mean, first of all, down here we have the classic Windows Start button, this new search option, and this new thing which is called Task View. Now I will kind of go over all of these things, but first of all, let's take a look at the new Windows 8 Start menu, which yeah, it's the old classic Start menu is back. And yeah, I mean what they've kind of done is they've made it so that like your big giant start screen from Windows 8 and your old classic start menu from Windows 7 are kind of here in this like one little view, which is like I actually think this is like a very nice compromise between the two. And they've also changed the icon of the File Explorer, which I mean the actual app interface looks pretty much the same, except for this here, this new little network icon, which apparently I guess that they've kind of changed that, as well as this here, this PC icon has also changed. So yeah, that's that. There's also a new opening and closing animation for Windows, if you can kind of see that there, and I think that is like also very nice. It like kind of fades out and kind of does whatever you would call that when it comes in. So the new search option down here, I believe, will just let you search for anything across your entire computer, and for some reason it's like not really working. It's like kind of crashing. And again, that's another thing with this build. You're gonna have like a lot of things crash and a lot of bugs, and that's just something to expect because it's not like a final version of Windows yet. What we have here, let me just open this up here. We can search, I believe, for anything on like your actual computer, on the internet, and I believe I think there's like a few other things that it searches as well. So let's just say I want to search for YouTube maybe, and we press enter, and it's gonna go out and find everything that it can about YouTube, and it's probably gonna come back with okay, so here we go. So it's like actually opening up a like this app called Search and a Bing search results page for YouTube. And I'm guessing that's because it hasn't found anything like on the actual computer. Alright, so what I've actually done is I have set the number of processor cores to 2 on this virtual machine just to make it run a little bit faster, and I will probably put something in the editing when I edit this video just to kind of tell you guys when you are making like your actual virtual machine to set your number of processors up to 2 if your host computer will support that, but if it doesn't, it can still run with one single processor just fine. But giving it 2 or even 4 would just be like a lot better. So as I was saying, we were talking about this new Windows search option down here, and what it allows you to do is to search for things both on the internet and locally on your computer. So recently I searched for the term YouTube, which brought up a Bing search results page for YouTube. But if I type in CMD, you will also see that it can basically act as a run box, as it will find local files on your computer, and it will even work with those file names, as CMD is the short name for command prompt. If I also type in winver here, you can probably see that it will come up with something, or maybe it doesn't work for that. But yeah, anyway, CMD works. And by the way, while we're talking about the command prompt, they also changed some stuff around in the new Windows command prompt. They've made it so that you can do things such as if you press Control Shift and then the left arrow key, you can actually now highlight text, which you've never been able to do in the Windows command prompt, and they've finally allowed you to do this, which is very helpful if you want to say highlight this and then press Control C, and then if you want to go into let's say Notepad here, and if you want to open this up and press Control V, you can paste things to and from the Windows command prompt, which you've never been able to do before, and now you can. And of course you can still run tasks like you've always been able to do. So if I were to type in winver here, it still works just like command prompt always does. So for those of you who always find yourself using the Windows command prompt, it has just become a lot easier now to cut, copy, and paste text to and from the Windows command prompt, which is very useful. And we also have this option down here, and actually what I'm probably going to do is set up the guest resolution up to 1080p, just so it becomes a little bit easier for you guys to see everything that's on the screen. So let me just do that here, because some of this stuff needs like a lot more screen space to work properly. Alright, so here we go. Now we are running at full 1080p. And so yes, what we have down here next to the new Windows search option is what Microsoft calls Task View. And what this allows you to do is to create multiple desktops, which is new to the Windows operating system. So we've seen this in other places before. I believe both Mac OS X and certain versions of Linux have like a certain feature like this. But this is new to Windows, and what it basically allows you to do is to make multiple virtual desktops for one monitor. So let's say here that I want to add like a new desktop. So now what I can do is let's say that I'm on here, open it up with the Windows File Explorer, and let's say that I want to go over to this other desktop. So let's say that I'm over here on this other monitor, and I want to open up, say, I don't know, what can we open up? Let's say PC settings. So we can just open this up here. Now I can have this running over here and then go back to my other desktop, and still apparently I didn't do it right. Yeah, we go back over here and we can get access to what we were working at before without having to change anything, which is going to be very useful for those of you who do not have more than one monitor hooked up to your computer. This can basically give you all of those features without having to actually buy more hardware. It's basically like a software feature, which is very nice. And if you probably notice, if I just go back over here, you will see that that modern UI apps now run in a window, which is also very new, and I also like this very much because now you can you don't have to have all these apps like always full screen. Like if you want to have like, for example, if you want to have PC settings open here, and you also want to have let's say the mail app open, you can do both that, and you can actually have them snap to the side if you want to. And you can just do this here. You can see we can snap modern UI apps to the side, and we can also snap non-modern UI apps. Let's say I want to go open up, let's say let's just open up the Windows File Explorer here, and let's say I want to snap this to the side. So now I can have, let me just get out of this here. So now I can have non-modern UI apps and modern UI apps snapped at the same time, and I can get access to both of them without having to like open up like the Windows start screen and then go back into it, and then go back to it, and then go back to the desktop to constantly switch between those two apps, which can get very annoying for desktop users. And another new feature in Windows 10 is something called Snap Assist. So let me just minimize all these windows here. What I'm going to do is, let's say that I have this app here, and actually let me just move all these windows up into focus here. We take this window, we'll move it. Let's say that we'll make this one full screen, and we'll take this one and we'll just make it maybe this big, like this maybe. So let's say that I want to take this window and snap it to the left side. So when I do that, over here on the right side comes up with this new interface that Microsoft calls Snap Assist, and what it allows you to do is to pick from any other app that is open, and it will like basically auto snap it to the other side. So let's say that I want to do mail here. I can do that, and then mail will also snap to the side. And then I can also do things like open up this here, and if I want to snap it down here, maybe to the bottom, I think you gotta do it like this. Yeah, I didn't do that right. Snap. Let's say I want to snap this up here. Alright, yeah. So here. So now you can see that down here in the very bottom, I get like the same interface, and if I do that, then I have all of these three windows open up on the same display at the same time, and they are all snapped. Now before, you could only snap I believe only two windows at one time, either one to the left, one to the right, or just both, one to the left and right. But now you can have I think up to 4, or I think it goes even more than that. I mean, you can have like a ton of windows open, and that is all thanks to the new Snap Assist feature. But yes, so those are a few of the new features. I also might want to mention, let me see what else I can probably mention here. I don't really want to make this video too long. It's already going on like about 30 minutes long already. But yes, I mean, basically what Microsoft has tried to do is to take both some of the best features from Windows 7 and Windows 8 and kind of bring them together into one operating system, which is obviously called Windows 10. And I think this is going to work for both desktop and tablet users. And there's also a new feature that is not out yet, and it's called the Windows 10 Continuum feature. And what this basically allows you to do is to use like a 2-in-1 device as both like a tablet, and when you plug in like an actual keyboard to it, it'll recognize that you plug in the keyboard, and it'll basically adjust the entire operating system for use with a mouse and a keyboard. And if you take off the keyboard, it will change the entire operating system back to using just touch, which I think is also going to be very useful for those of you who use those 2-in-1 tablets. But yeah, that is one of the features that I can't really show you. I can probably show you like sort of a concept video, and I will have that linked down below as well. But yeah, I think I've covered all of like the major things. I mean, obviously, for people who have used Windows 8, this right here is probably like the biggest thing, is that now we can have both like the classic Windows 7 start menu, as well as the new modern Windows 8 start menu, both side by side to each other. And I just think this works very well. Alright, so I just kind of found something that I might want to mention, and this is also very useful for those of you using desktop computers. If you all know the Windows 8 Charms menu, which is up here, this app is just kind of lagging here. But yes, up here, I think it is still in this Windows 10 preview. I'm not sure if it's like active right now. But basically what they've done is for people that are using desktops, you now have this little button over here, and this little context menu gives you access to all of those things that you had previously over here on the side. They've also mentioned that they're going to keep interface over there on the side for those of you that are using tablets, because obviously they want to keep the interface for both tablets and desktops so that they can work together. But yes, this will give you all of those same options, and you can also take the app full screen if you want, which I think to get out of it, you just kind of go up here. Yeah, so you just go up here and you just drag it. I think you can actually drag it down, or you just have to click this, and there you go. Now you're out of full screen. But yeah, we can get out of that. So overall, guys, I think that's going to just about wrap it up for this very quick little video of taking a look at the Windows 10 technical preview, how to both install it in a virtual machine, and taking a look at just a few of like the new features that it offers. And as I mentioned, I think this is a very fair compromise for both Windows 7 and Windows 8 users. I believe that this version of Windows is going to be free for all Windows 8 users. However, I'm not really certain about that, but I think that it is like I've heard like a few rumors that it is going to be free. And if you are using Windows 7, I've heard rumors it's going to cost like around $20 to $30. Again, that's not like anything official. These are all just rumors. But yeah, guys, I think that's going to just about wrap it up for this video. If you guys enjoyed and would like to see more videos like this, definitely be sure to like and subscribe. And be sure to let me know down in the comments what you think of Microsoft's new direction with Windows, as well as just your thoughts on the Windows 10 technical preview. And as always, guys, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.